Hey Mary, back with another video. It's 1:54 p.m. It is December 13th, Friday the 13th, right? Are you spooked? Shouldn't be. You've had several Friday the 13ths in the past, and it was just like any other day, right? So it's just a bunch of bullshit, really. But it's interesting, though, the story behind that. I suggest you Google it because I'm not going to go into it because that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is I'm just kind of like letting off some steam, but not really going into anything like personal. Just what I mean by personal is like I'm not naming names or anything like that. Other than I will mention one person's name, and just to kind of clarify some stuff here, what's going on. So, one of the reasons why people get gang stalked is because some people have like this deep intrigue. Oftentimes it's based on a rumor, which is, I already talked about the issue that happened in 2008, and my ex-family thinking all kinds of stuff and whatever about me, and then getting other people involved and blah 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 blah. So I think some of the issues, I want to clarify some issues here, not because I think that it's going to help resolve my issues that these people created, but it is going to hopefully eliminate the ridiculous rumors or the expectations that people have of me that I think are unrealistic. Um, First of all, I want to talk about how all this started. And so, I've been a victim of gang stalking and then, of course, human trafficking and stuff like this, all because of what started, I believe, me sending the email or text message or whatever you want to call it, message, instant message, whatever, to Stephen Lyles. Only name I'm going to mention in this video. Okay, and then, he didn't respond to me and so on and so forth. Then I find out that he has something to do with it, blah, 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 blah. So, I just recently sent him a text message, email, what do you want to call it. So he hasn't responded to me. So I think what people are gossiping about is Maria's love life. Like, how come Maria doesn't have an interest in getting married, having kids, stuff like that. And I think I've kind of touched on this, okay? And it really bothers me that people would get into my personal life so much to the point of where, it has affected my life, like getting a job and living my life the way that I want to. Because people are basing this off of a rumor and then also putting expectations on me that are unrealistic, okay? And the reason why it's unrealistic for me is because, I'm a different person, okay? And I think some people want to try to shape and mold me into like what they think I'm supposed to be based on society standards, okay? What I mean by society standards is like, the typical woman who's 48 years old. What is she doing around this age? You should be like with somebody and you should be doing this and you should be doing this. That's not the case for everybody, which I've already mentioned in my videos, okay? But, who I am, I've developed into my own person. And it's not, I get tired of people thinking, well, Maria is so different that she doesn't understand the world. I do understand the world. I do understand that other people live certain ways, and I do understand that they have the right to live that way, okay? But I'm going to tell you that for me, okay, which is my right, all right, and I have very good reasons to back up my reasons for why I feel the way that I do, okay? And number one, it is my legal right, okay? And I am operating within the laws, and I also am not breaking any codes or anything, ethics or anything like that. So I'm living my life correctly based on what's right for me, which the reason why we have this country is because it's not supposed to be oppressive. Okay, we are supposed to have our individual rights. We're supposed to have our individual religions. We're supposed to have, freedom of speech and so on and so forth, okay? But we do have some people in this world who are very arrogant, or they narcissistic, or just people who are kind of blind and just sheep followers, just followers who think, well, you're right, Maria is 48 years old, and I'm just kind of go along with these other people who are, ranting and raving and thinking that Maria needs to be doing this, and this, because, it's common, it's what everyone does, okay? But, I believe that we have to follow our own individual happiness, okay? And it's not me, like, for example, I know that, I haven't heard from Stephen Lyles, okay? And I understand. I probably never will, okay? But, um, um, we all have to follow our own individual path. Okay, certain things that a lot of people do, just because based on the way I was raised or my experience, this experiences that I've had, especially with other people, dealing with bullying, coming from an abusive family, and then understanding humans far more than most people do. Okay, even people who have studied psychology for years, I understand how people work. Okay, that is a gift that I was given. Okay, and also I have also studied the issue too, which confirmed a lot of the ideas and the way I have formulated my ways of thinking. Okay, so it's not bullshit, okay, that I'm just coming up with trying to rebel against society. Rebelling against society is when you break the law. Breaking the law would include um, stepping or invalidating another person's rights. Okay, so society has things backwards. Okay, it's called herd mentality. It's called groupthink. It's called you know uh, what do you call it? Just bullying up on a person. Okay, which is one of the parts of the biggest issues of this program. Okay, there is nothing about there's certain things about what people what how can I say this? I am not a rebel. Okay, I'm not a rebel. A rebel is somebody who goes against the laws. A rebel is somebody who breaks certain codes of ethics. Okay, I'm not doing anything like that. Okay, I can't be arrested for wearing this hat. I can't be, I can't be thrown in jail for stupid stuff. Okay, so obviously what I'm doing is not wrong. Okay, but what you guys are doing is wrong. Okay, so that's not the argument right now. The argument is that, or not really argument, because there's nothing to argue. There's nothing to argue. It's not debatable. Okay, I have my rights, and so I know that I've had issues with looking for employment. So then I tried moving over here, and then there was bullshit here, and then you made it so that I can't do what I wanted to do anywhere. Okay, which violates my rights. Okay, and you are trying to enforce your religion and your lifestyle on me. Okay, now I understand. A lot of people have their ways about them because I'm not going to flow in the way of the majority of society. Okay, but at the same time, I'm not somebody who is like a revolutionary to where I'm like walking around with picket signs and trying to convert and force people into my way of thinking. Even though I can obviously tell that the majority of society has issues and they do things that are incorrect in their behavior and their actions, and it shows, because if you're gang stalked, this shows it. That means they violate employment laws, they violate your rights, they reject the fact that you have the right to be an individual, to see your life the way that you want to, based on your freedoms of this country, and so there's no reason for it, and then also, so I guess in like if this was a movie, I would be society's goody two shoes. Okay, and I'm not saying I'm like perfect. Okay, I'm not. Okay, but what I'm saying is I'm not doing anything wrong. Okay, and I also kind of resent the fact that people that I would work with, who are workmates, okay, are not close associates, would be involved or so concerned about my love life. Okay, because that's silly to me. Because I don't really care about your guys' love life. I mean, I respect it. Whoever you see, you if you're married, great. If you're not, whatever. I'm not going to be in your business. See, I don't like people gaining in my business. I don't like it. Okay? I like living my life, little peaceful life, and living my simple life the way that I want to. Okay? And I don't need to be married to be happy. Now, today somebody on Facebook asked me, and the way I look at everything, because this went so far and it was so widespread, that when people start talking to me about stuff like that, I start thinking that they're perps. And he probably is a perp. Because everyone I don't trust anyone anymore. You know what I mean? I doubt the sincerity of other people. And really I would deserve to have, close associates, people that I care about, right? But because of all of this bullshit that happened, that was, initiated, by my ex-family and then all these other people who got involved with it, it has prevented me from living a life and feeling warm and friendly towards people. I don't like it. See, and then I know that the whole issue is that, you're bullying people. This is a form of bullying, really it is. You know what I mean? I know other women who wear fake hair. That doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? I know a lot of women who wear designer clothes with handbags, you know, handbags that, you know, cost like pretty much my entire week's wage. Okay? And they're not getting stalked. Okay, so I don't like being singled out, is basically what I'm saying. You know? And just because I could find someone doesn't mean I want them. I know how people are. I understand how human nature works more than anyone that I know personally. Okay, so it's not going to do me any good to, you know, feel like, oh, I'm so lonely, let me go hook up with someone and then have them, you know. I want to make sure, if that was the case, that this person is going to be sincere. And look how fucked up people are these days. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, I'm a person, I can, you know, if I have friends, if I have, you know, somebody I care about, I can be very affectionate and very loving, okay? I saw a meme today, I think it was something about, some people know how to love because they know, oh God, I forgot how it went. But it was basically kind of the whole point of, you know, people who've lacked or not received the proper amount of love and care know more about giving that sort of love and care. You know what I mean? So I know how to love someone as a friend, as whatever. You know, I know how to. You know, I'm a very sweet, sincere person. Seriously. Okay? All of that. But I'm not going to waste my life on trash. I'm just not. You know what I mean? And so I need to be careful about my life. You know, I can't just be friends with anyone because I know how people can ruin and wreck your life and have no fucking remorse for what they do. You know what I mean? I know, I see myself as a woman who has to take care of herself. Like I've been saying from the very beginning in these videos, okay? It doesn't matter if you guys think that I'm some fashion model, which I think is silly. It is silly to me. It's silly because, you know, like I know how much my clothes cost, okay? I know how, you know, comparing to other women, I know. You know what I mean? And you know, you think that because I wear fake hair or whatever, I'm a black woman. I've already explained that to you. You know? And so you guys made this huge issue over something, and you have prevented me from living my life. You know, and then I will say, though, that, you know, conventional life, or the everyday life that most people live, does not interest me. It just doesn't. It doesn't interest me at all. Okay, and I'm honest with myself. I'm honest. I'm not sitting here saying this because I feel defeated and I'm on the outside looking in, wishing that I could have like a bunch of kids and all this other. I don't fucking want it. I don't want it. Okay, I had a son and I'm very glad that I had him. I am. I'm very glad I had him. I'm very proud of him. I think, you know, and I'm so very glad that, you know, you guys, even though you guys treated me like shit the entire, you know, length and span of my career, my short-lived career, because you guys fuck shit up. I'm so glad that I wasn't in this particular situation while I was raising him. Although you guys did make it hell every fucking goddamn day of my life. Okay, so I know. Okay, what I want is I want sincere people, and I will keep myself in the state that I'm in until I find them, because I see no point in opening the door to more abuse. You see, so no, conventional life doesn't interest me. It's boring to me. Okay, it's boring to me on many levels. Okay, what I want, I'm the kind of person, in my mind, I need constant movement, like constant intensity. I want to live my life intensely. I just do. There's something in me that's always wanted that. I mean, believe me, you know, when I was younger, I had the most romantic thoughts. I can't tell you how beautiful those thoughts were. Like, they were extremely romantic. But I know that some of that must have been influenced somewhere. Maybe a fairy tale or whatever. But I will say, though, that there's a part of me that if I loved someone, I would be in the kitchen. I would be baking them pies, cakes, cookies, God knows what. I would be making that little guy so fucking fat. It'd be so cute and everything. I would adore every little thing he did. Really, I would. Okay, there's a part of me that's like that, right? Which I think there's a part of every woman that's very old-fashioned and giving and whatever like that. But you know what? Most people aren't fucking worth it. And I'm aware of it. Okay? So I choose to live my life the way that I want. To surround myself with the shit that I like. You know, I don't give a fuck if you think it's childish. You know what? It brings me joy. It brings me joy. Okay? I have every right to. The law says it. I have every right to. Okay? So what you guys did pissed me off. Okay? I can understand how, like, I can understand, and I'm not saying that this isn't right, because it's not right, okay? But I understand how some people, you know, constantly what do you call it, indulge in like mind expanding drugs. I understand that. Why? Do I understand? I'm not saying it's right. All I'm saying is because for people like me, earthly life, day and day earthly life is fucking boring to me. Like, I need more. I need more than this shit. I do. I need more. That's the kind of person I am. I need fucking more. I'm always looking for more. I can't take the shit that's going on. I can't take it. I hate it. Okay? And I don't want people expecting me to be molded into it because I don't fucking like it. I don't. It's not for me. It just isn't. You know? You guys pick on my fucking every goddamn thing. Like, I go for a walk and it's like, I've been constantly penalized for shit that I shouldn't be penalized for. I have every right to go for walks if I want to. I can eat apples at my desk all goddamn day long. That's my choice. You know? I could wear, you know, a pair of shorts to work, but I would not do that. That's not my thing. I don't like shorts, except for I'm wearing shorts right now, but I'm in my house. To me, all outfits should be, this is me in my mind, okay, which I have every right to have my own opinions. In my mind, there's a fucking outfit for everything. If I'm going for a walk, it could be jeans, but that's not really the typical thing. It should be sweats, it could be shorts, it could be whatever, okay? Because to me, in my mind, that's the shit that you use when you go out for walks. Or you go to the park, or you do whatever, okay? You go to work, you got your slacks, you got your dresses, you got whatever. You're at home, you can wear whatever, but it's more likely that you're going to be wearing, like, you know, relaxed pants or whatever. There's a wardrobe or certain order to every goddamn thing that I do. That's me. And I have a right to. Okay, but I get penalized for bullshit. You know, and then I get bullied because that's just not my thing. Which should have sued your guys for what you guys did to me. I fucking should have sued you for making me lose so much of my life. That's how I feel. You know, I feel as though, so to shut this shit down, and I hope you spread it all over the goddamn world, because it should be spread all over the world. If I want somebody, I will give them the mating call. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it would be so obvious. I would be like, you know, hi, I would talk to them, I would spend time with them. You know what I mean? And I know I would not be coming off as over strong. It's just that I would do the proper things in the most feminine way I could to indicate to this person that I would like to spend more time with him. The only reason why I'm being so blunt with Stephen Lyles in my messages is because all this shit is going on behind my back and I'm fucking eating shit for it. So I want to be very clear, okay? So I'm being upfront instead of fucking going all around doing a bunch of bullshit. Get it over with, you know? Instead of fucking my shit up and then, you know, whatever. So it's like, I believe in getting shit out in the open. Okay, so I'm not looking for anybody, you know. I would have loved to have gone back to work and got on with my life and then been able to feel, you know, encouraged and stable enough so that I can do things and move to the next stage in my life. Whatever that may be. Whatever I choose to do that's based on my own rights. Okay? But it's always the bullshit. See, I'm being held back because of this bullshit. Because of what you guys did. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can't tell. I know people, like, really, they can't understand. Like, they think that this is rebellion. It's not rebellion. It's different, but it's not rebellion. You guys are rebelling. You're on the other side of the law. The wrong side. You know? So I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't. And I'm not going to sit here and try to, you know, cater to people who basically treated me like shit. You know? So I just think that's silly. So I'm a little bit like razzed today because I understand, you know, I know who I am. I know who I am. You know? And I know that certain things just aren't for me. I've been in situations like, you know, I mentioned in the past before I knew my ex-family was involved in my targeting and stuff. And I remember like allowing myself to eat lunch with certain people and do things with certain people. And then I would see the sharp fucking side of them that I fucking ended up hating. And now I realize, okay, this is this setup, this bullshit, right? But in the past, you know, I remember feeling their pressure, feeling their heat, feeling their bullying. And then me feeling like, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it because I just want to keep the peace. And I fucking hated my life. Every fucking goddamn day. Okay? So I'm old enough to say, fuck this, and I don't want to be a part of this fucking Gordon shit. I don't want it. Okay, yes, my last name's Gordon, but whatever. I can't help that. It is what it is, okay? But I don't want people fucking imposing their shit on me or sending their fucking people, their clans or whatever, their people. I don't want it. Okay? Because it just makes me miserable. No, I'm not like my family. We have some things in common. You know, we share the same background, meaning like we were raised with the same parents and we watched pretty much the same shows and all this stuff. But there is something within our personalities that have splintered into something different. And because I was the last child, the one that wasn't planned for, the one that basically has to put up with all the bullshit and you know the misery that my mother felt, she has to fucking direct it towards me and encourage her stupid fucked up kids to do the same shit. That's basically what it is. You know, and I don't want to go too much into that, right? But it's one of the reasons that snowballed into the situation that we're in right now. You know, is the fact that, you know, I was raised in a family that basically bullied me my entire life, you see. And so as I got older, they only saw me as somebody who was like weak and vulnerable, and they always had me where they wanted me. Like they always had this, they liked bullying me. They liked belittling me. They liked, you know, criticizing me, everything else. So I was always nervous, always stuttered a lot. I stuttered a lot when I was younger, okay? And when I got away from them, I got better. You see? So now, then they want to come in and they start doing their little song and dance bullshit. And I don't want to fucking deal with it. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't want to be subjected to that bullshit anymore because, you know, I lived a long time and I was unhappy. And I realized how unhappy I was. And so now, yes, I am unhappy right now in my life because of their bullshit that spiraled into all this other bullshit. You know? And it's like, no. You know, yes, I'm not a conventional person. I'm just not. Okay? Like, you know, and that really isn't anyone's business. And what I mean by conventional, it's like, that doesn't mean I'm immoral. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean just because it just basically means that I know that the majority of people who are like in my age group are probably doing this, and this, and then I could possibly be doing this. No, it doesn't mean that I'm going to make bad decisions. It doesn't mean that I'm immoral in any way. That doesn't mean anything. It just means that I have a different viewpoint based on my own experience. That's it. So I'm different, and I'm okay with that. You know, but that should not have allowed you guys to do the things that you did. It was wrong. Okay. So for the record, and I'm going to say this again, I'm not actively looking for anyone. You know, yes, I understand. I'm getting older. I understand that. You know, I expect to grow old by myself. I do. I would have liked to have had the opportunity to meet nice people so that I could have like, you know, a little warm group of friends that I could care about, but I don't fucking trust anyone anymore because of this bullshit. You know, that's just how it is. Why don't I like marriage? Why don't I like the idea of it? Because, like I said, I don't want to waste my time on bullshit. Number two, I am basically all by myself. Okay, I would never want to be in one of those setups where, you know, again, where some guy thinks that they have the right to control what I do and all this other bullshit so they can abuse me again, and I could be fucking miserable, and it could even be worse. I could be physically abused. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's not that part. And no, when I think about sex, I'm not an animalistic sexual person that's animalistic. You know, like some people, they just want to screw anyone they see. I'm not. I'm an emotional person. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be that romantic shit. It's got to be fucking like mind-blowingly romantic. It's got to be like, you know, all that shit. And if it's not, go fuck yourself. Because I don't fucking want it, right? So, you know, it's just not there. So, you know, move on to other fucking things, right? So that's just how I am. You know what I mean? I have high standards, and most people don't fucking fit them. Okay? And it doesn't matter how fucking, you know, gorgeous you are or handsome you are. Because I see handsome men all the time. You know what I mean? That doesn't do anything to me. In the back of my mind, I think, yeah, like I said, he should be a model. He should be in the movies. He should be whatever. Good-looking guy, whatever. You can see who's beautiful and who's not. You know who looks good. You know who doesn't. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it sparks a sexual reaction with me. It just doesn't. Why? Because I have to have my emotions in it. If my emotions aren't in it, then fuck it. I don't care. I'm one of those people. I'm just real. Maybe some people think it's peculiar. Maybe it is. But I have the right to be peculiar. You know why? Because I'm not breaking the law. So anyway, understand me.